Accept your death.
So recently I've been wondering about why things are named a certain way, you know, like I feel like I'm a person that loves naming things. Like if I had less self-control, I would just own way too many pets because I just love naming things. Like for example, steel cut oats. Like why does that sound like way more edgy than it actually is? Like you have to put like, because aren't all oats steel cut oats technically? Is there another way to like cut oats that I'm unaware of?
To like smash them without steel, like plastic cut oats. I have no idea what the difference is. I know there is a difference, and I'm sure it's like size or texture or methodology and stuff.
Just the
But
way
you don't
that
need
you
to
do
buy
it.
all those animals to name stuff. You can just name plants or something.
Yeah, I did name one plant. I think I've mentioned Planty the plant on here one time before. That
Wow, that's a good name for someone that likes to name stuff. That's really that's surprising.
super creative, right? Like it's that was like me and my son's when he was much smaller. I was idea of a name for him, and then he dropped a weight on it one time and just completely like shattered it in half. And he was so sad.
Did you scream, "No, Planty! You didn't even have a chance to live"?
I think my actual
damn
quote
you,
was,
son! I give you one responsibility.
You decapitated Planty the plant, I think was the term that I said. But I was just glad that he was okay and he didn't drop like the weight on himself or whatever. But
yeah.
He took
How old was
that
he?
to heart. Now probably within 7 or 8, something like that. So he was crushed. That poor plant.
He has a good heart.
I always name my vehicles too. Whenever I get a new vehicle, I just have to name it. It's just what I do. My last Honda Civic I had was Penelope. That was her name. I don't know where I came up with it, but that was her name, and we went on many adventures together. Me and that Civic. Do you name your vehicles?
No, but this woman I worked with, this is like in the Mid-South region of the United States, and
Okay.
she had a little Mini Cooper, and she named him it was like Sir Arthur G.R. Duncan the Third Esquire or whatever. Like she had this big elaborate name for him.
That's hilarious.
But, yeah.
I like that. I got the idea from one of my bosses when I was like 18 or 19 because she had named her vehicle Lola the Corolla. I was like, well, that's a cute
Lola
name.
the Corolla.
Yeah, and it stuck with me ever since. And so I'm like, I just name all my vehicles.
You ever give your things dude names? Otherwise, it's gonna come off a little misogynistic, Dink. You gotta name.
Gotta give it to like Stanley.
Stanley. This is Larry, my vacuum cleaner.
Larry, my vacuum cleaner.
Me Bartholomew, my bottle of dish soap.
It's I guess it depends on what it is, because there's certain things that I'll only give like more masculine names, and then only things I'll give like my cars are all female names. But I've named, I don't know, is Planty the plant? Is that a masculine name? I don't know.
I don't know.
I would say so. Sure.
How would you say it in French?
Oh, if I spoke French, that's a whole nother can of worms. I would just
dang. Aren't you Canadian?
Yeah, but I'm not in the French part of Canada. That's on the other side, on the other side of the Walmart.
You're in the part that's, I don't know. How would you describe it in contrast to your eastern seaboard counterparts?
Well, if you're in like say Seattle, the French speaking part would be in New York. If you're in America.
Right.
So that's kind of like the distance that I am between. The other side of the Walmart is how me and Carl always talked about it, and we actually convinced one of our friends, Sidelock, that there was literally just a Walmart between me and Carl. And he was talking about one time about how he's going to come up to Canada, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are pretty close to each other. I can go visit both of you." And then we had to, okay, hold on, wait, we're not going to take it that far. But it was pretty funny. Other side of the Walmart. So, but you know who might speak some French?
Do you know who is on the other side of the Walmart?
The comments. Hey, let's go. That was a good one. I'm proud of that one. I really shouldn't be, but I am. So let's get into it here. First comment: praised Squishy. Fist. Fist emoji. This I've been looking at this comment all week, and my brain just read it as first. I did not until Hater said it like an hour ago that it said fist, and I haven't stopped laughing at it since. It is hilarious. I love this so much. Just feeding off the meme from last week. Of that. I don't even know if it was the first comment, but I appreciate it. It's pretty funny.
This one's way easier to pronounce. Way
easier to pronounce than the last one, so I appreciate that. It's I didn't struggle. Well, actually, technically, I did struggle because I didn't even know what it said for a whole week. But you know, that's on me.
That's a different sort of struggle.
That's a different sort of struggle. That's a struggle that I deal with every day. Let me tell you, struggle of intelligence. So. Thank you all for keeping this meme alive. I'm going to see how creative people can get with it going forward. Next comment here, Henlix1. Yo, Dink, you heart emoji from Wales. Black flag. You still got them kickflip skateboard emoji. So that's actually kind of a funny story because I only really skate these days with my son. And he had his scoliosis surgery last year, which put him out for almost an entire year. And then right at the start of this season, we were going to go skateboarding, and he broke his ankle with one of his friends. So I haven't skateboarded in like 2 years. He's got clearance from the doctor to start skating again in August. So as long as he doesn't do anything else to himself, should be able to go. But I still got them kickflips. They're not as buttery smooth as they used to be, and I usually land like 1 in maybe 15 or so, but they're there somewhere.
I'm too scared to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like I could, if I fall down, I can blow a kidney or something, you know?
You're going to blow a kidney. You're going to break a hip.
Break a hip, yeah, you know?
Who knows what'll come shooting out your butt if you fall down the wrong way.
That happened to me a couple years ago.
Your kidney. Yeah? Your kidney came out your butt a couple years ago?
I was trying to show my son a trick, and it was a Saturday afternoon, and there was just like so many moms in the skate park, just so many moms. And I was just like, oh, let me show you how to do this, son. And I went and I landed on my board wrong. And then I just did that whole thing where you like run into a fall kind of idea afterwards.
Yeah.
And then as I hit the ground, I just heard so many like, ooh, like, oh,
yeah, it looked like it hurt. That's not what you want to hear.
No, definitely not. That
was, that means I'm glad that wasn't me. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My sympathetic nerves. That hurts.
Yeah, I got up and my son's like, are you okay, Dad? I'm like, yeah, just my pride. Just my pride, son. That's it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see. If I do a kickflip again, I'll maybe record it and we'll put it on the YouTube channel so you can laugh at my bad style.
Should we have medics on standby?
Yeah, we should. You'll see an ambulance in the background with paramedics just standing there waiting. That's a little what is those little things they carry you away on that they roll?
The little gurneys.
Gurney
cards.
I have a gurney there waiting for me. Anyways, appreciate that. Final comment here, Brown Boy 8665. Glad you're finding joy playing some Lime. And I gotta say, that was quite the character crisis I had, but it's over. It's over. I'm having so much fun.
You're sure it's over?
I'm sure. It's been like a week now, and like I'm starting to really like dive into her, like go into frame data and stuff like that like in ways I haven't really looked at in a long time. So yeah, except I played her this morning. I played 5 Combat League sets and 4 of them were mirrors. So I don't know if this is like a new thing that's coming up or it's just like this awkward kind of like part of Combat League that I'm in, but it was really weird. And it was all
you finally resolved your character crisis only to find out that everybody else is on the same wagon. So
I've been late to the party. Yeah, I've been late to the party, but they were all doing the Lime Scorpion thing, trying to get their unsafe armor move into 500 damage or whatever. So I just blocked and comboed them all for 500 meterless. Feels good. But yeah, she's been a lot of fun. It's actually been fun going through invasions and like leveling up my profile and like unlocking stuff for her, because it's been so long since I've unlocked anything meaningful that it's kind of like, oh, here's a new brutality, here's a new taunt, and going through that again was just something that I didn't even realize that I missed. But it is, I don't know.
Get that little endorphin, that little hit of endorphin the game gives you.
Yeah, when you got it. I think I just got it at max level yesterday, and there was definitely a fist bump or two in there that I was like, yes, like we're there. The grind is over. Now we customize, and then I'm still missing so many things on my Lime profile from my Quan Chi profile. It's quite sad, but
Yeah.
it is what it is when you play 2 years on one account and switch. Gotta make do. But yeah, no, she's been super fun. I've actually been playing her way more than I've been playing Quan this season, so keeps drawing me back. It's and then yeah, I'm just starting to learn matchups and stuff. The one match I played this morning that wasn't a Lime was a Raiden, and it's been a while since I've played a Raiden as anybody other than Quan. So it was weird that he just kept running away and trying to zone me, and then I'd get close, Superman to the other side, and then keep zoning me again. And then I noticed that he was getting really patterny. So as soon as I kind of read that Superman was coming, I just put the lamp up, and he just Superman right into the lamp every single time.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's hard. Like, flowcharts work. You have to be able to adapt, to adjust and stuff when people figure it out.
Yeah. And that was me kind of adapting, because I steamrolled him the first game and he was trying to rush me down or whatever. And then he realized, okay, well, I can't really do that. So I started backing up and charging up his things, using his jade glaive that he was using. And then when I'd get close to the corner, just, Superman away. And if he had been maybe, I don't know how, he could have thrown in a teleport every once in a while just to make it a little less obvious. And then if I'm going to
did he fully charge his projectile every time, or was he at least mixing that up a little bit?
He was mixing it up a little bit, not too much, but it was enough to be annoying. Raiden Chameleon. Yeah, so just every time I knocked him down, somehow had Moliner Ball on hand, but I was ready and just blocked it. So as soon as I got in, I won, but it was just funny. It was the last round that I just lamp Superman, boom, 40%, run away, lamp Superman, boom, run away. So it was a good time.
Any neutral chameleon stuff? Any weird katana fan lifts or anything cool?
No, not really. Just kind of tried to run away, keep chameleon in jade mode, throw the glaives, do his projectiles, and then Superman away. And then whenever he got in, all I saw was Molina Ball just blocked into 500 damage.
Typical chameleon enjoyer.
Right? I'm just going off of the just flowchart, like you said. Flowchart. But I'm still in the lower ranks of the combat league, so you're gonna get stuff like that. Once I get to the probably demigod, I guess, I'll see how she handles against the more meta characters like Homelander, Farah, and Havoc, and all that kind of stuff. So, but right now I'm just kind of posting along. Got a really good record. I'm 49-7 or something like that. So that's the best I've ever done in Combat League. But it's also a new profile, so who knows? But
why do you have a completely new profile?
Because I committed this season of Combat League to Quan Chi, and I don't want to change my movement on that profile. So I just made a new one. If that makes sense. Well, I do. I had a secondary one that was my son's Once Upon a Time that I just used.
What's the name of it in case we run out to you out in the world?
Well, the actual WB ID is something super automated or something like that. It's abalone whale or something like that. But
little stinker 99 or something.
It's something generic like that. But the actual one that shows up when you fight me is Dink. So if you ever run into Dink, that's me.
Dink?
Yeah.
Or dried ink?
No. Well, I guess it depends on how you could say it, but it's spelt DRY space DINK.
What's so dry about this version of Dink?
I'm not really sure. When I logged in, that's what it said, and I was like, okay. At one point in time, I thought this was clever.
Okay. Yeah, it's a part of it's the two names put together.
Yeah. If you know, you know. But yeah, so that's been fun. And then it's kind of tough going back to Quan Chi after that, because his buttons are so slow. And then I'm trying to steal my turn back too much with him. That's something I'm trying to work on. When I watch my videos back, it's just like I didn't block at all there. Like, what was I doing? I just try to mash out all the time.
Do you do the replay takeover stuff?
I haven't really messed with that stuff. No, I haven't really found too many scenarios where I don't understand how things work at this point. There's a couple Cyrax things where I could go in and use it, but I'm just a little lazy. I'm just like, I just lost. There's like 4 different ways that they could have done something there. So I just guessed incorrectly, but it's a good tool. I should use it more.
Yeah, a lot of Street Fighter players do it, not just for stuff like that, but like combo optimization, like as you're approaching the corner, whatever. Like, oh, could I have done this here, or could I have gotten a little bit more damage if I did this path instead? And then it's just like a mental note for the next time they're in the same situation. So,
I never thought about using it like that.
It seems like it might be up your alley.
Yeah, I like that a lot, because she's got a bunch of different combo paths that she can use, and especially
or you don't know the Shujinko steel or how it's going to interact with her specifically, because she gets weird gravity and stuff off of the way that her normal pathing is, right? Like after Shujinko steel, is it awkward to combo?
It can be, yeah. It's what makes it awkward is lanterns, because sometimes I do Shujinko steel, lantern, crumple, lantern, but sometimes I do the steel directly into the crumple and then 2 lanterns back to back. Right. So kind of where you put that lantern, really, because the damage is the same, but if you can fit 1 lantern in before and 1 lantern in after, the execution is way easier than it is to do 2 lanterns back to back. For me anyways, just the same input twice in a row, and it's pretty tight. So
the recovery is weird too, right? It is tight, and the recovery is a little bit weird, like on the first one.
Yeah, it's a little funky. Have you ever messed with Lee May at all? She seems like someone.
Yeah, a little bit of Lee May Frost. I went through literally every character on this is a while ago, but every character on the roster that wasn't just a total nope, no way, you'll never catch me, playing like Johnny or something like that, right?
Right.
But I took Frost through everybody just to kind of see, just kind of dabble and see what I could find, but it was just typical Lee May stuff. She gets some lamp stuff, and I know that's already an established team from the really early seasons and stuff. Sounds like Pause, his first Elder God run, I think, was Lee May Frost that he put up on his YouTube. So that's a team as old as time,
Yeah, I can't really see them having much dirt, to be honest. They feels like a pretty because Lee May doesn't really have a great spot for her to put in that low slide, and then I don't know, maybe it makes sense with the
good
Frostborn.
for she's kind of stubby and stuff, right? And it just kind of you can always react to the ice carpet, even especially from full screen, because it's got so much travel distance. But when people, it's really good for counter zoning when people start overcommitting or getting too patterny and stuff like that. And anybody, assuming you didn't trade with something else and get knocked down, you can just walk up. You don't even need a dash or whatever, and you can still combo. And
right.
I think Lee May's good at air pickups, and there's always situations where someone's going to jump into a frost orb, and you need to do something that way. But
yeah, I mean, if you catch him in the air with a frost orb, I mean, you could just lantern combo after that, couldn't you? That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that's what I was doing, was going into the ice carpet, a lamp, and then some sort of string. I stole the combo from somebody else. I didn't find it myself. I just kind of want to see, and I was like, this is awkward. As soon as I get hit with the lamp, trying not to get the combo to drop after that felt really weird to me, but I didn't give it too much time.
Yeah, that's fair. This is one of the first pairings where I've actually kind of come up with my own combos. I haven't done that for a while. Usually I just go and see what other people are doing and take that, but can't seem to find any Lee May Shujinkos out there in the air in the wild, believe it or not. So there I go, trying, and I mean, I did against Johnny 531 meterless, which is actually insane. So, because yeah, she can save her meter for other things, and she gets about 400 mid screen with Shujinko, and a huge corner carry, and then you're in the corner, and that's 500 plus for most characters, or in the high 480s generally.
Yeah, she hits like a truck.
and then plus frames for days. It's like everything she does is plus. It's like, when are you supposed to
Well,
press a button?
I know the staggers can be annoying even before they buffed the gap in that one string and some of her other like quality of life stuff. I felt like I just cave under that sort of like pressure anyway, and trying to squirm out of that stagger pressure is it's too much for my feeble mental, you know.
Yeah, and like
I don't like it.
that's another thing that makes Shujinko really fun is like, because that gap in 2-1-4 and then the gap in back 3-4, both of those can be covered with Shujinko's mid kick. So if you try to poke out of that and I throw Shujinko out there, then yeah, if I want to heavy commit, you're getting full comboed. If I just want to stay safe because I'm making a read, then I can just do whatever his safe steal is, because he has a safe steal against the entire cast. So it adds another layer, and then I really don't know when to press a button, and then that's when you start getting away with your +6 strings and +3 strings and all kinds of funkiness.
Right, they start trying to beat it with armor instead, and then the armor gets baited, and they were better off just holding the next block string than eating, you know, a full combo and stuff. But, you know, outside of like flawless blocking, there's chip damage in this game. Like it's punishing.
Yep. And then meter build on top of that, and then her enhanced projectile is +1 on block. So I mean, I want to make a read. If you get hit by it, you're launched. If you block it, I'm plus. So, and then back into the whole thing again. So her corner game is amazing. I think she could be better with Shujinko than Conan is. The only thing that really I would say makes Conan better is that he gets a restand at the end of his combos, which Lee May can get in some situations, but it depends on the steal. Like Johnny's nut punch is a restand +6. Those are the things I really love that really make me feel like learning that cameo has paid off. You know, when you know those little intricacies, you can work it into just like a regular combo or a regular situation, and then the knowledge has paid off. That makes sense.
Nice. And you know, the most important question: what outfit are you wearing?
Oh man, to be honest, I kind of just like her default one with what I have. Like the Outward Gala would probably be like my favorite one. I don't have that one on my side account, but I do have it on my main. Because that one's
I like
sick.
her. Yeah, I like her ponytail and the default one.
Yeah, it's a good design. I really like it. The Deception ones, it's okay. They tried to reinvent the wheel a little bit. I'm not super happy with it. I don't know. After like her original look, and then she's wearing the bandana, and I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, it doesn't really do it for me either.
But yeah, the other one, I think it's her Order of Light. Is it that has like the puffy pants? I don't really like that one. I think that one's weird.
The Union of Light. Yeah, she's got the little like it looks like Danish or Dutch or something to me. That's probably like wrong, but yeah, she looks like something from like folklore of, you know, medieval Europe or something.
Yeah, like she's gonna, you know, sing a song or, you know, play me a ballad or something like that on her little, I don't know where else I was going from there. Like what are those guys called in like bards or whatever? Yeah, she looks like a bard.
Yeah. I like a Oompa Loompa pants.
Oompa Loompa pants.
Yeah, is that what those pants look like?
I can't remember what the Oompa Loompa pants look like, but you're probably right.
Her Order of Darkness one doesn't look very good either, I don't think. She's got the weird the headgear kind of ruins it.
Yeah, it looks like some like General Shao wannabe kind of thing. I'm not a fan of that one either. Just like her default one, Outworld Gala, just because she looks kind of like gothy. I like that.
I mean, and she did when the when the Order of Darkness doesn't make them look like a badass, like more of it like General Shao has the Executioner hood. I think Sindel's looks awesome. She's got like the milky eyes, right? The phantom eyes. Cool. Who else has I'm trying to think of what Melina's is. Melina's, I think, looks cool other than the hair, but it's cool because it looks like, you know, traditional. It's just it doesn't quite fit the rest of it. The dress looks like, you know, leaves of a flower or something, you know, like the shoulder guards. But Ashra gets like her kind of like OG hat.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is cool.
Hers is cool.
I think Tanya's is cool.
I don't remember what Tanya's looks like. She have the white eyes as well in that one?
Yeah, she does.
That's cool that they brought that
That's
back.
like the whole head wrap. The whole head wrap.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah,
Yep.
I wish I paid more attention to those costumes like you do. I can only remember the ones that I love Quan Chi's big gold. Okay, he just looks so baller
His
in
is-
that big gold thing.
His is sick, and I love how it just disappears like in a Brutality or any other animation. So he's just like, or like part of it or whatever. It looks like, it's and then he's in Magic Mike 3 or something.
Yeah, like he's wearing suspenders or something, shirtless. Like it's just
that shit.
so goofy.
He should have a couple like NetherRealm dollar bills poking out of his belt.
Dollar bills. Just pictures of Sindel on their money, you think?
Maybe. I think that Sub-Zero's is also super sick. I think that might be my best, like my favorite Sub-Zero look, like of all time. That Order of Darkness in MK1. I think he looks awesome.
What about the MK2 movie skin? Do you have that one?
No, I do not.
Oh, that's a shame. That's
I didn't get any of the movie skins.
You didn't get any of the movie skins? I guess you probably. I mean, you're not really actively playing the game anymore, but
Well, I don't play any of those characters.
Right. Well, I feel you dabbled with Sub a little bit, isn't he? One of your
Sub a
favorites?
little and Katana a little bit, yeah. But I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm kind of like tired of giving them money. I feel like I've been more than generous with buying shit that I'll literally never use, like the Shang Tsung announcer, like when it first came out. Like I was just
Right.
like a little overzealous, and I bought the first Fatality pack before the big outcry, and so I basically got the second and the third pack or whatever for free after their little compromise. But
Right.
I was like that about the game at the beginning, and then I was just kind of like I think I own all the Melina stuff. She might be the only one that I bought because she has so many costumes, right? Like 5 or 6.
Yeah, they went ham with her. She definitely has a ton. I think I have everything for Quan. I think.
Which is what, Deception?
Yeah,
Like from the premium store.
Yeah, from the premium store. I think him. I don't even think I have all of Shang's stuff from the premium store because I didn't really care for. Well, actually, you know what? I do have the Deadly Alliance one. I don't know if he has anything else in there, but I'm not happy with that purchase. That his beard looks so bizarre in that one.
It does look like it's glued on. Like
totally right.
Oh yeah, I think hair is just like hard to get correct. But okay, so knowing what you know about the way they do some of these retro outfits, and sometimes they hit and sometimes they don't. Like the UMK3 skin, I think looks awesome on Noob. Like if you use one of the hoods,
Right.
It looks super sick. But I do not like the way that they kind of translate to this engine. They look too simple and kind of like cheap. Scorpion and Sub-Zero and all that stuff. So with that considered, and you know how like the older stuff kind of like translates over to this game, would you give them cash money for MK4 Quan? Would the completionist in you do that, or would you been like, I'm not? Just Quan running around in his pajamas?
Yeah, I would love to say that I wouldn't buy that costume because it is my least favorite Quan outfit of all time. I think it looks really dumb, and I was not excited at all for it in MKX. I didn't use it ever.
He's like NetherRealm sorcerer running around in his Fruit of the Loom.
Exactly. It's not menacing to me at all. Like it just doesn't fit what he is and what he's trying to do. So I would love to say that I wouldn't, but the completionist in me probably would just pay even buy that skin just to say I have it.
On the topic of things that or like how things look or whatever, this might be a good time to talk about the MK2 trailer. Before we get into it, my very first question, like just right out the gate, completely cold, I need to know what you think about Baraka's face.
It looks bad. It's like, it almost looks like, just from the short little thing that's in there, it's like, it looks like it's like his teeth are like moving around on his face, kind of.
Yeah. That's what throws me off about it. Like, especially, I'm not in love with it, and it looks like a guy in latex and stuff, right? Like I feel like they could have just done some cool CG to give him like a nice gnarly face or whatever, and they went the other way. And it does look weird when he talks because his teeth flare out away from his face, right? As he's
Yeah.
pushing away from. So I thought that was a little distracting, but everyone's like, "Oh man, he looks great. He looks great." And I was
If he just
just wondering
stands
if I
there,
was in the minority.
no, if he just stands there, he looks fine. But like, as soon as he starts talking, and then like, he's always had that kind of like gravelly voice in MK games, and now he has like this "you annoy me," you know, like
He's got this. Sup? You want to get a coffee on Saturday?
yeah, and it just doesn't match the character at all to me. So, and that's always the problem with video game movies, right? They try and reinvent the wheel on things that are just completely fine, just to put their own little spin on
they
it.
work with what they have. Who knows what limitations they may have had or whatever, and they probably had to go like a really practical way as far as effects and all that, or who knows what could happen in post production. Right? Remember the first Sonic? Not saying that they'll do this, right? But do you remember the first Sonic trailer?
Yeah, that was a disaster. They went
Yeah,
back
people
and
are like,
reanimated.
what's with those teeth, man? And they totally changed it. But that was way further in advance. That might have been from the first teaser or something. This movie comes out in a couple months, so
Yeah, they don't have time to be doing that at this point. I think it's probably all done. And
I'm not saying they should, but
no, I mean, we got to give it a chance, right? That's the thing with trailers, is you kind of just got to take it as face value, and then
I just think in general, like give it a chance, because the first one wasn't. Do you remember? Especially people were kind of like shitting on Kano's new design. Like he doesn't really fit Kano. He's like this taller, leaner guy, and he's a ginger and stuff like that. Like what the hell? But he was the best part of the whole movie. So I don't want to hear shit about Bald Jade or anything like that until it like comes out. But I get it if you feel like it doesn't like fit her.
Bruh, Bald Jade, that's like all that I've seen from people talk about. People are just obsessed with that. And I mean, I don't care. I'm not a Jade enjoyer, but
I don't care either. I feel like, I mean, you've seen a Mortal Kombat movie before, right? It's like when people get mad that they didn't announce the new game, even though they didn't say they were going to announce the new game, but everyone expected them to announce it at Gamescom, like sort of thing, and then getting mad about it. Like, mad as if they had committed to it and they didn't, Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's that sort of like, you've seen enough Mortal Kombat movies at this point that that they take liberties. And if Bald Jade is the sacrifice for like a like they don't do that Arcana bullshit again, this movie,
I'll take it.
Then I'll take it. And have you seen that the actress that's playing her? Have you seen her in anything else? She's been in some stuff.
I saw I watched a video a little while ago about like all the actors and actresses and what else they've done and that kind of thing, but I don't remember particularly what she was done. I'm assuming you're familiar with her.
Yeah, I've seen her in a few things, and she's awesome. Like, and not just, it's not like blind praise, like one of those where I feel like a show is kind of like boring me, so I'm like looking at my phone or stuff when I don't even bother to pause it when I get up to refill my water or something like that. But she like will pull me like right back into it. She was in this. You ever watch that show You on Netflix?
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. I think a couple of my coworkers were watching that.
She's in a couple seasons of that. And this last season she was in, I was like, God damn. She's I could never do that. Too self-conscious to do an actor. Can you imagine somebody just telling you to like be a certain way, or we need this sort of emotion, we need this sort of like whatever? Like, wouldn't you feel put a little like on the spot? And like, I just feel like everyone would be judging me.
Not really. Like I did theater in high school, so I have like experience with that kind of a thing, with trying to understand like what they want to bring out in that particular character and like why they chose me to play that role for that particular character, and just kind of working together to come up with the idea, and then like that moment that clicks when you both just get it, and then you're just like, yeah, that's it right there, that's the character, that's the emotion, that's the feel that you want to get.
And then they're like, go do it right now on the spot, and you're all good.
Yeah, and I like that kind of a thing. But that being said,
Not me.
I would not like that if it was like from both ends, like my own creation. Like if I'm trying to create a character and I create something, and then somebody else is trying to tell somebody else how to play that character, I think I would hate that because I'm like, you guys don't know, you guys don't know the characters, that's where like in movies like this, like I hope that like Ed Boon and John Tobias are involved a little bit in it, which it seems that they were, so that they kind of really bring out what they originally wanted these characters to be, like I think they hit the nail on the head with Kano, like as far as making him original, but still keeping, the character interesting, right?
The casting, right? The writing was really good, and the actor like really, really delivered. I think a big problem with comic relief characters is that there's too much, right? Like it just like never stops. They never take anything seriously, or there's always a quip to try to diffuse something. I thought that was like really balanced. And in my opinion, the best part of the first movie.
I would hard agree. Yeah, that's definitely made it for me. And it'll be interesting for me to see where they fit Cole Young in, because they definitely, it seems to me we've received the feedback of what people think about Cole Young to the point where he's barely even in the trailer for the second movie.
It's so sad too, because he's like the biggest fan, right? He's like really wants to engage with people, and he's always trying to hype up the movie and stuff. And he seems like a super swell guy, and I've seen him in other stuff, and he's a fine actor. It's just kind of like, I'm sure he was so excited to get that role, and like people that know the franchise and know the whatever, they were like, what the hell?
What is this?
So they called Carl Urban and said, okay, we need a different lead for this next movie. Or somebody for the story to push the story forward. So they're kind of doing the same thing, right? Where they go and recruit him, that they basically did with Cole Young in the first one. So,
yeah.
What did you think of that little 90s trailer they released for Johnny Cage? Then we'll talk about Johnny and Carl Urban and stuff, and some of the things you may have been reading, other opinions and stuff.
Yeah, I was giggling the whole time I was watching that. It just the cheesiest little 90s action, like Sylvester Stallone kind of a thing going on there. It was really funny. I thought that was a pretty cool way to also like introduce the character and introduce Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, was to,
and it's set up his character that way, right? Where he's past his prime.
Yeah, because I was worried about that initially, about, when I heard he was playing him, I was like, well, Johnny Cage is like this, young Hollywood actor kind of a thing. How are they going to do it? And I thought, well, maybe they'll go like the MKX route, where he's like older and like more of a, now he's in the army or whatever now. So, but they seem to kind of done a middle ground thing with it that I kind of like. But yeah, no, that little teaser trailer, whatever it was, what was the Uncaged Fury? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just the best names for these things too, right? Like, I love it. I thought that was fantastic. What were your thoughts on that? Anything different than mine?
I was ready to kind of like cringe. I wasn't sure if they're going to pull it off. I knew that like I could tell just by like the tone of it, like just the first few seconds. It's like, okay, I see what they're doing here, and that's like my era, right? Like in the 90s, I was like a teenager and stuff. So like the 80s leading up into the early 90s and all those action movies and stuff, that's the shit that I used to, because we didn't have the internet and stuff. Like before all that sort of stuff, was going to the dollar movies, like, every day after school or something like that, spend $1 and watch a cool movie or whatever. So it totally fit. I especially love the little split kick jump thing at the end, and the missile goes between his legs, and then it cuts to the helicopter exploding. Dude, that shit's so funny.
Yeah, I was giggling.
I still don't think that Carl Urban doesn't look like a Johnny Cage to me, but I think that he is going to deliver for sure.
Yeah, his skills as an actor, what I've seen him do in like was it Ragnarok he was in, I think, and then The Boys, obviously. I think he's gonna kill this role. So it'll be interesting to see, because like in the games, obviously Johnny Cage is more of the comic relief in the games. So now you've got in the movies where Kano is a comic relief. So are they gonna just like hard double down on making Cage like this like washed up old grumpy actor, or like are we gonna see, we see a little flip him at the end like a showtime, but like, is that supposed to be like this dark gritty callback, or is that supposed to be kind of like funky, in the situation?
No, it's like, well, it's like, I was thinking about the same thing because it was kind of like they can't really do the campy, making light of the situation, uh, chauvinistic sort of version of Johnny Cage that we all know, the classic sort of like Johnny Cage. I think that the humor will be like still funny, but maybe a little bit more cynical, like he's just seen too much shit, or like too many
Right.
highs and lows, or. But I think that man, I had one more thing to say about that, but I lost my thought. It must not have been
Must have been a lie.
been too important.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm super stoked for it. It already looks better than the first one, just from the little trailer that I saw, and they're talking about all the fight scenes and stuff. Oh, go ahead
I
before
was
you
gonna
lose it
say,
again.
like the way I bet it'll be like Wolverine humor from like Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not like kind of like the over the top Deadpool stuff or whatever, but Wolverine's kind of like gruff, but still like funny. I think it'll be maybe like that sort of tone. That's my prediction.
Like more of a drier humor kind of a thing. I haven't seen that movie, so I'm not really familiar with it.
Oh, I think he'll still be funny. It just won't be like super like caricature, winking and pointing and fingers and stuff.
Yeah. What did you think of Noob Saibot? We saw him at the end of the trailer there, pretty obviously.
Yeah, it reminded me of Natara from the first one. Like how, I mean, I don't feel like they needed something kind of gory for the Red Band trailer, and I guess that fits. They did a couple like other things, but I feel like that's a pretty big, because from our perspective, Noob is like a main character, right? He wasn't from like the OG roster and stuff like that. And they may be thinking that there was like, hey, look at this cool Easter egg. We just kind of like threw this in, and then we're just gonna kill him right in front of you, like before the movie's even out, and you have no other context and stuff. I don't know what's going on there, but I thought it looked cool. The way he ripped the clone out from Bihan, I thought was sick.
Yeah, that was super cool.
The rest of it looked like an MK11 fatality.
Right. Yeah, there's no way they would spoil something like that in the trailer. There's got to be some more stuff going on there, because like, Noob has his clone. Maybe that's how he figures out that that's a clone, right? He kills it and then regenerates, and he's like, whoa, what the hell, kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, the clones are expendable.
Yeah, because we know that from the games that he just throws the clones out, and sometimes they get hit, sometimes they disappear, and
but I think they always come back, don't they?
They do. So you have to kill Noob himself, which we're pretty sure, I don't think they've confirmed it, but we're pretty sure that that's Sub-Zero from MK1.
Is that Joe Taslim?
Yeah, Joe Taslim, that's his name. So it'll be interesting. I hope that,
if it's Joe Taslim, I hope he's in the whole movie, right? He's kind of like a name, but he, might be some schedule conflict, and it's like, okay, you have me for 2 days,
right.
We'll just do something real quick.
Just throw him, and that's kind of what I'm hoping they don't do, because that's what they did with like Annihilation, was they just wanted to throw in as many characters in an hour and a half as they could, just to be like, oh, here's this character, and then they die. Melina's in that for like all of 30 seconds and dies for no reason.
Right.
So I hope they don't do that.
Okay, so it is him, and that makes sense because I don't know if you watched the preview like leading up to it, or you saw the images of it floating around online and stuff, but they kind of did these movie poster reveals like leading up to the trailer, like every 100 seconds or something, and then it fills out like it looks like an MK2 character select screen or something like that.
Right.
And the Noob Saibot one said Bihan, so that makes sense. So they're not calling him Noob Saibot.
No, I mean,
he's just Bihan. It sounds like
they might. I don't know. Maybe that's. I'm not sure how they're going to go around that. And who's all fighting for Team Outworld? Because they've announced it's a tournament. I think that was another thing that people had issue with the first movie, was that it wasn't an actual tournament, but now it sounds like they're doing a tournament.
Dude, in the last Mortal Kombat game, we barely got a tournament. The tournament was like 3 parts of Raiden's chapter or something, and it was just like him sparring with like a couple people in front of Sindel in the middle of the day. No crowd, no hype, no nothing. It was like so pedestrian.
Yeah, and then okay, you're the champion. Great job, let's go. And then they go to Outworld and fight like 3 people. All right, you're the champion. Let's go. So hopefully this is like the whole movie is based around the tournament, and that's kind of what they how they go about it. So, but we'll see.
They're forced into it. The old
Yeah.
classic Shao Kahn trying to merge the realms, tournament every 50 years, win 10 in a row. This is the 9th year that we've won 9. But the thing is, didn't they kill Goro in the last movie?
Yeah, they did. He was like a big part of that whole thing. Well, no, because if they go like the MK2 route, it would be Kentaro, right?
That's yep.
So that would be
because Goro is who had won all the tournaments like every year until that last one that saved that, when Liu Kang beat him or whatever in the original. I'm pretty sure is how that goes.
Yeah, and then I believe Shao Kahn is like, all right, well, how about this? We do one last tournament, and if I win, then I absorb Earthrealm, and if you win, then we'll never have a tournament again, or something like that. This is the last one.
Right, and then MK3 is like, I don't care who wins, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that, but 2 minutes and 30 seconds is all we've really seen of that so far. But a lot of people have been asking me about the scene in what seems to be the Netherrealm. They said they heard Quan Chi laughing in the background.
Oh.
Which I kind of just assumed that was like Noob laughing, but like it could be Quan Chi.
I thought that there was
I'm not sure if there's any confirmation of one thing or another, but
is he in the movie?
I'm pretty sure that he's been cast in the movie. I don't know who plays him. I saw it at one point, but I'm not familiar with the actor at all. So
yeah, he was cast at the same time as I'm just Googling here, right? So
right.
Who knows? But in June 2023, these 4 people were cast as Shao Kahn, King Jared, Queen Sindel, and Quan Chi, respectively. And Harriman was the voice of Cabal in the 2021 film. So,
oh, interesting. All right. Well, I'll since they made Jade bald, do you think Quan's going to come out with a big old big ass ponytail or
yeah, we were joking about that, right? Like some of those invasion mashups or whatever, like Baraka with the pompadour and sunglasses, and like they'll just have him come out like, dude, they should have him coming out wearing like a denim jacket. That would be so sick.
Denim, just full denim and a big old mullet. That's Quan Chi.
Comes out in Teen Wolf cosplay or something. What do you think his voice will be like? Do you think he'll be like, what's going on, guys? Or do you think he'll be like the unnecessarily baritone voice, the
classic Quan, kind of low.
The classic Quan.
No, I think he'll do somewhere in the middle, and probably I'll be disappointed either way. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they're going to nail this character at all, but that's just my own cynicism or whatever you call it.
It would be. I mean, he'll look like Quan Chi, right? You can't mess that up. It's 2 black lines above his eye sockets with the most simple little red sigil or whatever in his forehead. They can't mess it up.
Yeah, you're jinxing it here, man. I'm feeling it. We're gonna see a big reveal. I'm gonna be disappointed. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for him in this particular movie, but we'll see.
What if it's his MK4 outfit?
I would be surprised the most at that it wasn't something worse. Okay, really? Thank God, at least you got an outfit that's canonically correct. They didn't try and put any sort of weird shaman things on him or whatever.
I'm more optimistic about it than you are. That doesn't happen very often.
Roles reversed. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, as long as he's cool, I don't really care. Like I said, my expectations are on the floor for this one, so it can only go up from here. We'll see. As long as hopefully they don't give him some weird high pitched yes, master, right away, master.
Yeah.
Let me raise that from the dead, master.
Oh.
Oh, that would be the worst. That would absolutely ruin that character for me. But we'll see.
That scene with I think the best scene in the trailer was the Johnny Cage katana one where the fan was hovering in front of his face. She like kicks it
Yeah,
away.
that was super sick.
Looks sick. I think they're definitely trying to establish this is like what the action's going to be like. This is what the tone of the movie is going to be like, and I I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, me too. I will say, having said that, I think out of all the characters I saw, Katana probably impressed me the most. Like just how true to form she looks, you know, the casting and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I think she probably impressed me the most out of all the designs for the characters.
My first thought was like, hey, that's the skin from the game. I was like, oh wait, the skin in the game is the movie skin. I'm so stupid, but we've had it for so long, right? That I've been looking at, that one. But
That's hilarious.
so it's already kind of lives in my head or whatever. And she's I think it's cast really well. Her elegance is translating, right? That's like a big part of her is elegance plus, brutality. We'll see how they drive that second part home. Like I'm talking like MKX style. I feel like MKX is the best version of her with that sort of balance in mind.
Right.
The pretty elegant princess that's also a savage, not feral like Melina, but not afraid to cut your head off and stuff.
Yeah, I guess Melina probably won't be in this one, right? Because they killed her in the first one. That being
They also
said,
killed Reptile, but do people ever stay dead in Mortal Kombat?
well, I was gonna say that because like I'm pretty sure we saw just for like a snippet Kung Lao. Did you remember that at all?
Oh yeah, Kung Lao's back.
So it'll be interesting how they.
Oh, he died in the first one. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen that one by now, 3-year-old movie. But yeah, no, so that'll be interesting to see how they navigate all that.
They're gonna MK11 it. This is the one from an alternate timeline, or maybe he'll be playing. No, because he was in the trailer as Kung Lao. I was gonna say like maybe he'll be like the great Kung Lao, his ancestor, but they just used the same guy.
That would be so lazy. But
I mean, they do that like in TV shows and stuff, right? Like I think, I don't know. Haven't they do stuff like that before? Like when it's like a flashback to like, well, I guess maybe not like 500 years, but yeah, you go back to like your ancestors, and it's the same actor. He's just like in a caveman wig or something.
I mean, maybe could be right. I don't like when they do like throwbacks and they try and use the same actor. Like they're like having a memory of them when they were like 18, but the actor's like 50, but they're trying to like pass him off as 18. And
It gets so bad.
It does
get so bad. Or like part of the cast can pull it off, but not all of them. So the old guy is walking around with a CG'd face, like one of those just modified faces that are meant to look younger. Yeah.
Hollywood magic, man. It's amazing what they can do. But I've already booked the day off work to go and see the movie.
That excited for Quan Chi?
That excited to be disappointed, It's just but yeah, I'm gonna get tickets for me and the boy. He's excited for it too. He thinks it's like, yeah, it looks kind of funny. I'm like, I don't really think a lot of it was intended to be funny, but you're right. Some things in there do look kind of funny. Like Baraka's mouth. He commented on that as well.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited to see how Quan fits into the whole story, and hope he doesn't have like a 30-second thing where he shows up for one fight scene and like, your next opponent is Quan Chi, and then just dies. But he's pretty like important to the MK story overall, especially the characters like Noob Saibot. So
right,
I think he's got some plot armor.
He's like the brains of the Netherrealm, right? Shinnok rules it, or whatever. But Quan Chi's he's like the fixer, right? The right hand man, the guy that's doing all the dirty work and all the logistics, and is quite intelligent and all that stuff.
Yeah, and he's secretly like kind of doing his own agenda at the same time, but like disguising it as other stuff. And
yeah, he's skimming off the top, Yeah,
he was so close to just getting that amulet in MKX, and then met up with Scorpion, and just boop, you dead. That would broke my heart.
Yeah, it did me too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was going
No,
to
go
say, I
ahead.
think we're probably getting short on time. Did you want to talk about Blink Respawn just happened?
Yeah, like literally hours ago. I was really interesting tournament. One of the players that I was keeping an eye on the most was Ytex, as I think still a fairly young player. Kind of hoping that he would make it to final combat. Made top 8, I think, but then lost to Gur right away. So should still get some points because he was up there in I think the top 7 or so for points. So should
Did
get
he
a couple
beat
more.
Gur at in Brazil?
I'm not sure if they met, to be honest, because I think he went through winners and Gur would have went through, got 4th in losers, but maybe he might have sent Gur to losers. Might have
Maybe.
been the thing.
Okay.
But overall, it was some really hype matches. I mean, the character variety was kind of meh. There was a lot of havoc, and of course, a lot of tremor. I think there was a tremor on screen at every point. It'll be interesting to see a Combat Cup breakdown of how many characters were on stream and how many cameos were on stream.
It's going to look just like the 2 images that came before it.
Yeah, probably. So it'll be interesting to. But yeah, it was a fun tournament. I kind of feel for Rewind because I think this is the 3rd event in a row he's got second place at. So that feels bad, man. But did manage to come back and reset the bracket at least. But then the download had been complete from Scorpion Prox, who I actually can't remember the last time that he won an event. Usually, Nicholas is the more successful brother in tournaments anyways, but this time it was not, with T1000, no doubt. T1000 Tremor, which is also an interesting pick because I know Tweety was always saying that he doesn't even think that team's any good. He's like, what are you going to do? One safe mix, then you got to wait for Tremor to come back. But the thing that I noticed was that if you hit your mix, your combo is so freaking long that Tremor's pretty much back by the time the combo's done anyway. So
yeah, and even if they block or whatever, the cool, especially compared to what it was before, but even then, like worst case scenario, things could be way worse.
Yeah, for sure. So
with how long it takes for the cameo to completely recharge when it's diminished, like, or depleted, and I'm not just like talking about Goro, right? Like if Frost uses her whole bar for like an ambush sort of situation, kind of like Tremors, I'd actually probably want to look at that side by side, but I feel like hers takes longer.
yeah, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that I was watching specifically for that cooldown and noticed that it's pretty quick. It's not like he's down forever. Not like a Lovato bomb or something like that. So he's pretty useful. But yeah,
Right.
didn't really see any interesting over the top character choices though. Same old stuff. Garrus, Mataro, a little bit of Reiko was kind of nice to see, but I mean Reiko Tremor, so standard. That's like day 1 stuff. So from when Tremor first came out, but yeah, interesting to see how the points shake up after this event and who goes where and that kind of a thing. And then what we got, Evo in a couple weeks from now, I think. And then I think after that,
Yeah, it's the first weekend of August.
yeah, August 3rd to 5th or whatever. And then I think from there, I think there might be I think there's versus fighting at one point in time there. And I think that might be the final one. And then we're on to final combat. So,
Which takes place in September, right?
Yeah, end of September, like September 24th or 25th or anything like that. So,
and then the movie comes out in October. I think people are anticipating Final Combat for a number of reasons, but I feel like that's kind of like where the goalpost is as far as, are we going to get a patch? Are they just going to give us one patch as soon as that's done and then officially move on from it? Or like what's going to happen? Or is it going to continue to be kind of like how it's been since they announced that, which is, nothing besides the new season.
right.
And then just the remainder of the competitive circuit, right? But I feel like all eyes are kind of like on that Final Combat date for a number of reasons.
Yeah, there was somebody on Twitter who asked Ed Boon about that. It was on an unrelated tweet, but then he's like, hey, speaking of, how about those balance updates that you've been saying? And then Ed Boon just replied with a thumbs up. So,
Yeah.
very cryptic, very classic Boone.
Do you feel like that was a dismissive, like, yep, gotcha, like haven't heard that one before, or like just not engaging, right? Just kind of like a thumbs up, kind of blowing it off thing, or like, do you think it's like, yep, we know, we're on it?
I think it's probably the last one there, because at this point he's got to be pretty good at just like ignoring comments and stuff like that. But the fact that he took the time to actually respond with something tells me there's a little communication.
Well, do you ever get like so annoyed by the same thing over and over that you finally just kind of like, okay, whatever, and something you think was like innocent, right? Like by just like commenting with a thumbs up and then like moving on with your day, and then
Right.
later you're like, oh man, I just shouldn't have said anything at all.
Yeah, those two.
That's me. That's me projecting my horrible personality onto Ed Boon. I have no idea.
Oh, why did I respond there? Those two guys are going to talk about it on their podcast.
Oh my
goodness.
god.
What a concept.
Right.
So no, I don't. So it's hard to say. I don't know. I'm still of the mindset that we're going to have a balance update. Still on that copium, but we'll see where it goes. If they're going to do one, I would say it's probably after Evo, because they're probably going to let Evo rock, and then whatever changes they want to make, we'll have some time before Final Combat to kind of flesh that out. Which I've noticed some weird things lately. Like I could have sworn that they made Lee May's like enhanced flip kick, like the up block doesn't made it safe. But I was testing it yesterday and it's still the same unsafe. It doesn't cause the second hit to come out, but maybe I'm misremembering what they actually changed about it. I'd have to.
Does that have something to do with the height?
Maybe.
Because you do it in the air, right?
Yeah, you do it in the air, and I remember reading that and be like, oh, okay, well that's another useful way to get in, because it's -6 on block or whatever. So just use a bar to kind of close the distance there. But then I was just testing it and I was up blocking it, and I was like, huh. And then when you up block it, the third hit that's safe doesn't come out, and then she's -14. So I might have to go back and reread that. But there was a couple of things that were going on, and I'm like, I thought they fixed that. I thought they changed that. So I don't know if that's something on my end, that maybe my console's missing an update or something. I'd have no idea how that would happen. But
maybe it's just only unsafe on up block now instead of just unsafe period. Because it used to be unsafe just period, didn't it?
I thought it was only unsafe on the up block, but I don't know. Maybe
I have no idea.
Yeah, I didn't really dig into her until after those changes were made, so that's it. But
back to the patch notes.
Back to the patch notes and back to the lab. So, but I think that's going to be it for another week here. Let me know what you thought of the MK2 trailer. What parts were your favorite? What parts you liked, you didn't like? And what your thoughts are on any future updates, so we can read some more comments next week. So that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.